Hello, good learners. Welcome to the second section of the Introduction of Corporate Governance. In this section, we are going to discuss the three-part and board structure of corporate governance. Hope you all in a happy day today. This section discusses three-part of corporate governance, separation of ownership and controls, board structure, which is one-tier and two-tier boards, and in the last, we will see the example of charter of corporate governance. Don't forget to also find some other information with your own research. So let's start. Let's see the first part, three-part of corporate governance. Three of the most significant players in the corporate governance are shareholders, supervisory board, and board of directors or management. Together, these forces shape a corporation's focus, its direction, its productivity and competitiveness, and ultimately its viability and legitimacy. Shareholders are the investors that own the company and become the principal in the context of agency theory. Then shareholders then appoint out managers as their agent. Shareholders expect the agents to act and make decisions in the principal's interest or shareholders' interest. The agent is then called management of the company that works to meet the principal's or shareholders' goals. Shareholders then elect their representatives as the supervisory board to supervise and monitor the activities of the management. In the context of Sharia corporate governance, there is another supervisory board that supervises the Sharia compliance called Sharia Supervisory Board. In Islam, any organization or entity is not just responsible to meet the contracts among parties, but also has an implicit contract with God. Hence, it should meet the regulation of God, or known as Sharia, the regulation of religion. Now, let's discuss about the concept of separation of ownership and control. In the three-part of corporate governance, we see that owners appoint out management to manage their asset, means that they do not manage their asset directly. It means that the owners are separated from the activities that controlling their asset. This is what we call a separation of ownership and control. This happens in a corporation that is publicly held. So, separation of ownership and controls is a situation where shareholders have little or no direct over the company's management. This condition may lead to potential consequences. Conflict of interest is the first, where management takes action that benefit themselves rather than the owners as the principals, such as spending company's money on themselves or increasing their power. And the second, agency problem, where management may pursue behaviors that don't maximize value for the company or the shareholders' wealth. Then, how then we manage this potential problem? It can be influenced by the structure of the boards. So let's see in the next slide. Board can be structured in a one-tier board or two-tier boards. In a one-tier board, the directors and supervisors form one board. They both are in one single board, but some of the board members act as executive boards and some others as non-executive boards that monitor executive board members. While in the two-tier system, the dualistic governance model, there is a separation between management and supervisors. The management is responsible for the day-to-day management of the company, while the supervisory board is the separated board that supervises the management. The supervisory board is also called Board of Commissioners. Executive board has the same function as the management, and the non-executive board are the supervisory board if compared to the two-tier board system. When choosing a one-tier or two-tier board, it's important to consider the company's need and the governance model that best suits it. In one-tier board, non-executive board members receive information earlier and more detailed. They also have a direct involvement to the management. They are also close to the organizational policy. They can intervene directly in the course and strategy of the company. So, we can say that one-tier board system is a way to reduce the agency problem. To establish transparency, effective and accountable governance practice, the company should set a character of corporate governance. The Corporate Governance Charter is a policy document that outlines the main aspects of a company's governance structure. The Charter sets out the main aspect of a company's corporate governance. The Charter can promote transparency and accountability, prevent conflicts of interest, safeguard shareholders and stakeholders' interests, and uphold the company's reputation and credibility. Board chapter may contain the board composition, the roles and responsibilities, the structure of board meetings, appointing new directors, evaluation, ethical guidelines and supervision for conflicts of interest, procedures of amending the charter, and some other important guidelines. We have learned the three parts of corporate governance now. Next part, we will discuss the organ of corporate governance. Have a fun learn. Enjoy your day. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.